The man in front is participating in the national math competition. But what surprises everyone is the answer sheet of the man is completely blank, because he knows that no matter what answer he writes, it will be copied by someone else. That person is his younger brother, and the man knows this fact because he is reborn. In his previous life, the man was falsely accused of copying his brother's answers. His father thought the man was too embarrassing and even knocked him out right there at the competition. When he opened his eyes again, the man had returned to the pre-competition preparation phase. This time, he would personally get revenge. The man was originally resting in the pre-competition lounge. Suddenly, a group of annoying people walked in. It was his younger brother and father. As soon as they entered the lounge, his father couldn't help but taunt him. He shouldn't have brought him back home in the first place. The man was very disdainful. It was his father who lost him when he was young. It wasn't until high school that he was found. But his father only liked his younger brother. He was a biased jerk. His father was furious. He raised his hand to hit the man, but the man blocked his father's attack directly. At this moment, the younger brother suddenly stepped forward. He loudly accused the man of being unfilial. How dare he defy their father? The man sneered. He directly slapped his younger brother. Today, he would not only defy his father, but also everyone who bullied him. His father was shocked. This man actually dared to beat his younger brother in front of him. At this moment, a staff member walked in. They informed the man and his brother that the competition was about to start. Everyone had no choice but to temporarily set aside their grudges and go to the competition. At the competition venue, the host introduced the exam content for the first round of the competition. There are 2 sets of questions in the first round. The first set of questions is of medium difficulty, so the score is lower. The second set is very difficult, but the score is very high. Contestants can choose one of the 2 to answer. The man stared at the questions, lost in thought. In his previous life, he chose the first set for stability, but later, his brother copied his answers. This time, he wanted to challenge the second set. Maybe it could stop his brother from copying, but no one expected that. As soon as the man made his decision in his mind, his brother immediately chose the second set. Everyone immediately marveled at how his brother was truly a genius. His brother looked at the man smugly. The man felt a little puzzled inside. But on the surface, he remained very calm. Since his brother chose the second set, then he could choose the first set, right? The younger brother saw the man's choice and immediately panicked. He awkwardly stated it would be boring if only he chose the second set. He would choose the first set instead. Others immediately started disliking the younger brother. They mocked him for just putting on an act. The younger brother was extremely unwilling, but he had no choice. The competition soon officially began. The man casually looked at the answer screen. He hadn't figured out how his brother copied his answers yet. He couldn't answer too hastily. So, in that case, if he submitted a blank answer sheet directly, his brother wouldn't be able to answer either. This would prove that his brother copied his answers. The man smiled faintly. He directly submitted the blank answer sheet. This shocked everyone at the scene. The younger brother looked at the man in terror. He couldn't believe the man actually did this. Meanwhile, the exam proctors were a bit angry. They thought the man was disrespecting the competition. They asked him to retake the test. This made the younger brother breathe a sigh of relief. But the man remained very calm. He casually played with the electronic pen in his hand, but he still wouldn't answer any questions. The younger brother anxiously looked at the man. If the man didn't answer, then he wouldn't be able to copy. And just when there were 5 minutes left in the exam, the man finally started writing. He had carefully calculated the time for answering. As soon as the man picked up his pen, his brother started to laugh smugly. He began answering the questions just like the man. 5 minutes later, the man finally finished answering. But just as he was about to submit his answers, the younger brother actually submitted his answers before the man. And the steps for solving the problems were exactly the same as the man's. The man was utterly shocked. Before he could react, the younger brother walked up to him. He directly pressed the submit button for the man. The big screen immediately showed 2 identical answer sheets. Everyone was stunned. The younger brother quickly pretended to be surprised. He loudly accused the man of copying his answers. At this moment, the exam proctor sternly walked up to the stage. She questioned the man about why he was copying. The man angrily stated that he hadn't copied at all. It was clearly his brother who copied him, but the proctors didn't believe believe him at all, because everyone had witnessed that it was the younger brother who submitted his answer sheet first. The man was very dissatisfied. He proposed to independently answer the much more difficult second set of questions. This was to prove his own strength. At this point, the younger brother also stood up. He stated that he also wanted to challenge the second set. He didn't want to be wrongfully accused by his older brother. The proctors agreed to this request. The second round of the competition officially began. This time, the man decided to solve the problems directly in his mind. He would then just write down the final answer on the test sheet. This way, his brother wouldn't be able to copy. To his surprise, the younger brother just smiled smugly. He started solving the problems directly on his answer sheet, and his thought process for solving the problems was exactly the same as the man's in his mind. The man looked at his younger brother in shock. He suddenly realized how his brother was copying him. His younger brother actually had mind-reading abilities.